With updates on the passing of Hulk Hogan and more, this is Pro Wrestling Central. My name is John, and you're watching the Wrestling Report. Taking to X, Drew McIntyre would call out Jelly Roll ahead of his tag team match with Logan Paul against Jelly and Randy Orton.
It was an interesting night, wasn't it? You know, a lot of people in this industry like to run their mouths, they lie, they talk trash, they lie some more. The good guys are usually the bad guys, and the bad guys are usually the good guys. Not a bad guy. Every action justified, everything explainable if you take the time to look at my story and perhaps have a civilized conversation with me. No one's willing to. Whatever's cool at the time, what have you done for me lately? That's all that matters, and I never break promises. I promised. I'll be in a wedding in London, my buddy's wedding in London, 12 o'clock tomorrow, after SmackDown in Cleveland. You know the time difference? Can you work that out? I'll explain it to you. This is Eastern time zone. It is 5-6 hours ahead. I don't even know, it doesn't matter, because thankfully old Drew McIntyre has a private jet, and I will get there because I'm that good a friend. And I promise at SummerSlam, I'm make sure Jelly Roll regrets stepping inside a WWE ring. Can't take you serious, mate. You're celebrated for the smallest blow up in history. You're going to be just under 300 pounds for SummerSlam. What kind of goal is that? I mean, it's my goal. I'm going to be just under 300 pounds for the first time in my life, too, at SummerSlam. We basically look the same. Or, we look like completely different species. Where's my medal? You're celebrated for not being an advertisement for diabetes anymore, and we just expect Drew to be the most jacked guy around. Did you feel like a superstar tonight? You showed off a few moves, you learned the PC. Yeah, you're like a superstar. Jelly Roll, the WWE superstar. This is just a little hobby for you, mate. An ego trip. This is my life. Randy, I'm so disappointed in you. This is what this industry's become. This is who you want to be. Jelly, I know they all talk to the PC, and I was there. Speak to Sean. Speak to anybody you want. They'll tell you what I'm like in the ring. How rough I am in the ring. You think this is fun? You got your preconception? You're going to go out there, you're going to have a good time? I'm going to beat the out of you. This little dream of yours. It's about to become a nightmare. Bon voyage.
Speaking about Hulk Hogan's passing and how he wished he visited him before his death, Brutus Beefcake said this to TMZ Sports. I was going to try to go to his house a couple days ago, and my wife said, you should just go over there. And I was thinking, oh my god, but if I go to the house and they say, no, you can't come in, it would have crushed me, so I didn't. And now I wish maybe that I had tried to get in and tried to get to see him before he passed. Yeah, absolutely. Jimmy and I, like I said, we've been friends for 50 years, and Jimmy and I have talked every day, and Jimmy told me that, he was doing okay, but that the things were not good, and so this did kind of catch us off guard. Asked what he would say to Hogan if he had a final moment with him, Beefcake replied, I love you, brother, and we truly are friends to the end, and I don't even know what else to say about that. I know his family and mine were close for many years, and I wish the best for them. And I know they're having a horrible, difficult time. And I just want to say to them, keep your chins up. And he would have wanted us to fight on and move forward. And that's hopefully what we're all going to do. Following SmackDown, Bayley talked to fans in attendance, venting about not being on the card for SummerSlam.
Listen here, you bitch.
Explain yourself. What happened on Monday? Look, it doesn't matter. All I care about is giving Cleveland a show tonight.
Going over an injury to a star in All Elite Wrestling, Ringside News wrote that Thunder Rosa was all over AEW programming earlier this month until she suddenly disappeared. After working 3 nights in a row between All Elite Wrestling and Ring of Honor, Rosa competed in the Women's Casino Gauntlet at AEW All in Texas. But since that big event, she's been missing from AEW shows entirely. According to Dave Meltzer in the latest Wrestling Observer newsletter, there's a reason for her absence. Thunder Rosa is currently dealing with an injury. While the specifics aren't public yet, Meltzer noted that the issue is undisclosed at this time. It's unknown what her current injury is, Meltzer reported, but the hope is it's nothing serious. This isn't the first setback Rosa's faced. She was sidelined for over a year in 2022 due to a severe back injury, only making a return to the ring in December 2023. AEW hasn't commented officially, but her silence and absence raise questions about how long she might be out this time. Thunder Rosa fans are no strangers to waiting, but this one still stings. Here's hoping her recovery is fast and trouble-free. Touching on the possibility of working with her husband, CM Punk again, former WWE star AJ Lee said this at Comic-Con.
Oh my gosh, I think the key to, we've been married for 12 years, and the key is we don't work together. But it'd be really, I never say never is what I say to all of the things when people ask me where I'm going to work. But he's a really good writer, he's a great artist, and he's killing it right now. Acting.
So is their dog, by the way. Their dog is a toy.
He got an action figure in this room yesterday. My dog.
Yes. Larry, it's about time you start painting some boobs.
Yes.
Thank you.
With him originally claiming Hulk Hogan was on his deathbed, Bubba the Love Sponge talked about the late Hogan and his circle of friends that seemingly lied about his condition. I cried yesterday several different times talking to several different people. Unfortunately, I don't know if I'm now officially the bad guy forever, but I would hope that people, maybe I'm not trying to pat myself on the back, but just realize I was trying to give the public correct information about a very dire situation that was being completely lied to. I don't want to be the guy. Well, I am. I can't take away from what I've already said and what I already correctly predicted, but you know, I am officially the guy that was the only one telling the truth about Hulk Hogan's physical condition, and that has caused some people to say, you know what, Bubba was right. Now I wish to God I wasn't right, because being right means we have, you know, a dead Hulk Hogan. I mean, everybody in the business, Brian Blair, Jimmy Hart, Eric Bischoff, Missy Beefcake, his wife, you know, they all individually called me out by name. Bubba the Love Sponge is just a, you know, just everything. Bubba also revealed how we learned about Hogan's declining health. You'll see that the cardiac arrest was a series of events going back to the complications he had with his cervical and back surgery. When they moved his esophagus, they nicked it or did something to it, and that was kind of the start of his downward spiral. You know, 2 days ago, wait, no, that was yesterday. Yeah, yesterday, we had a guy email the show. He said, listen, I live pretty close by, and apparently a hospital bed and all of this equipment was delivered to Hogan's house. And that matches up with what the valet I know at Morton Plant told me. He said they put him in an ambulance with unmarked police cars to move him. It sounds like he maybe only made it 1 day at home. When they rolled him out and people were taking pictures, they weren't doing chest compressions. No oxygen on his face. There was no ambulance, just a van. No fire truck. Well, a fire truck, but the van was behind it. He was picked up at 9:51. I think they declared him dead at 11:17. On that same show, Bubba the Love Sponge addressed a story where someone claimed Ric Flair broke down in public and blamed Bubba for Hulk Hogan's death. Listen to this. I got a report yesterday that Ric Flair was at, I think it's called the Yard House? Yeah, the Yard House in downtown Tampa, doing interviews, crying. And on some of the interviews, which I've been trying to find, I don't know if he was just talking to some wrestlers or if he was just, but, you know, he was blaming me. Ric Flair was on the phone yesterday, was overheard on the phone yesterday at the Yard House, and he was saying that fat MFer Bubba for the last 4 weeks is what killed him. Now hold on, I wasn't spewing lies at all, I was telling the truth. Are we all supposed to live in make-believe land and not? I thought that's the absolute art of journalism. When you get a scoop, you go with it. Also, Bubba the Love Sponge talked about how Hulk Hogan's travel schedule post-surgery may have led to his death. Had he slowed down and not thought he had to be, at 3 or 5 different cities a week promoting his beer, in New York promoting his new wrestling federation, in New York promoting his new sports bar, at Hogan's Hangout every Monday night for karaoke, supposed to be at Pigeon Valley, Tennessee for the opening of the new Hogan Surf Shop, had he slowed down and rested, the only thing that was going to repair his esophagus and the complications they had was rest. And when you're on a private plane flying at 40,000 feet to one city, sleeping in a hotel bed, and then flying to the next, your body just can't heal when it's traveling like that. It needs to be laying in bed or in your recliner at home. And this was your pro wrestling news update. I hope you're having a great day. Thank you so much for watching, and I will see y'all later.